So I would like to share a few new forms that I've recently created. Now these were created through Google Forms, and they're similar to surveys in the fact that once someone fills out the form, you'll be able to see everyone's responses and then organize the data accordingly. The first one I'd like to show you is my parent survey. This is what I send out to all of my parents at the beginning of the year. It includes the student's name, parent's name, the best way to contact, phone number, email, and a few other things to help get to know the child, such as their interests, what they're good at, what they need help with, their attitude towards school, speech therapy, and also what type of support the parent is interested in. Okay? I also have another survey created, a learning style inventory. This I give to my students at the beginning of the year. And all of the questions relate to various learning styles, whether it's visual, auditory, or tactile. And I have the questions organized so that each of the first responses will be representative of a student that is typically a visual learner. The second response would be those that are auditory learners. And the third response would be those that are typically a tactile learner. The third form that I've created is my teacher input form. Now this, as of now, is created for students with speech and language impairments, but I also have one created for students with other disabilities. On this form, I send it out to teachers. This can be used in the referral process, 3-year reevaluation, as well as the annual IEP to gather additional information. It includes the student's name, grade, teacher's name, as well as the student's strengths. And I also have a few basic questions. Does your student understand the content in discussions and lectures? Is your student able to recall information? Does your student understand grade level vocabulary? Does your student use appropriate grammar when writing or speaking? Does your student speak with adequate articulation skills? And each of those questions are multiple choice. Be able to select if your student does it the majority of the time, sometimes, or rarely. Next, I have a few check boxes here, and this is, do you have concerns with your student's abilities in any of the following areas, such as organizing information, attention, ability to stay focused, test taking, taking notes, asking questions, reading comprehension, behavior, homework completion, interacting socially, and following directions. Next, I have more check boxes for the accommodations that you have provided in the classroom. Preferential seating, test read aloud, small group and individual instruction, increase wait time to process information, encouraging quality over quantity of work, shorten assignments, modified tests, present directions one step at a time, model how to complete work or provide an example, provide graphic organizers, and using alternate text with lower reading levels. As I said, those are check boxes, so you can check whatever applies, and there's also a box that says comments or additional concerns. After you send this out to your students, teachers, and parents, which you do so by clicking the send button in the corner and typing in their email address, once you receive submissions, whether they're from teachers, students, or parents, you will receive an email back that says that you get a submission. And you'll be able to open up your form and you'll see responses. So here is an example on the teacher input survey. Okay? So I have had 4 people complete this for the student named John Doe. The next question was grade, and you can see that they all indicated that the student was in 6th grade. Next, you can see the teachers' names listed out. Next, you will see what the student's strengths are, and this was typed in by each individual teacher. And then next, we'll scroll down to the multiple choice questions. Okay? So does your student understand the content in discussions and lectures? And there's a key off to the side, and you'll see that it color codes. And it actually says 3 people indicated sometimes was their answer, which was 75% of the teachers that filled this survey out on the student. Okay? You can look here for, is your student able to recall information? Well, 50% of the people said that the student is always able to recall information, and 50% said sometimes. So as you can see, each of the questions will have a chart with the data provided by each of the teachers that completed the form. Okay, so next it says, do you have concerns about your student's ability in any of the following areas? Okay, so here were the areas that we asked, and teachers were able to check whatever box they thought applied. And if you see off to the side, it'll say the number of people that completed that question as well as the percentage. Okay, so 3 teachers, or 75% of the teachers that completed this form on the given student, report that they have concerns with their students' ability to organize information. Okay, and then as you can see here, 0% reported concerns with behavior and interacting with peers socially. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what the student has difficulty with. Next, the accommodations. Okay, so here you can see 4 teachers reported, or 100% of the teachers reported that preferential seating is used in their classroom. Same with small group or individual instruction. All 4 teachers that completed this said that they use that accommodation in the classroom. So that may be an indicator of something that the student needs to be successful. And then at the bottom is the list of additional comments and concerns. So this is just a quick way to gather data on a student from various teachers. You can also click individual, and you can scroll through each individual teacher input form. And this may or may not be easier for you to read. So here's the teacher language input form from Bob Smith. If you scroll over, it says 1 of 4. So you know 4 people completed this on your student. You can click to number 2, and you can look at Amanda's teacher input form. Scroll over, and you can click to number 3, which is Patty. And then the 4th teacher that completed this form was Tara Kay. And if you'd like, you're able to print these, or you can just view them and gather data appropriately. Okay. Now also, each of these forms can be modified, and if you need any help with modifying them, I could do that for you. You may like to change some of the questions or some of the responses, or you may like to add or change some of the options in the checkboxes. So all of that is definitely able to be adapted to the students in your building and or to the grade level in which you service. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you.